Hey guys, just on a little walk as per usual. I just want to talk about self-identity, phases, all of this. I guess I won't really dive too deep in it because I could probably talk about this for hours. And like the phases that I've been through, and I don't even know where to start, but I've been listening to a podcast and it's about like self-endowment, like how you express yourself, tattoos, like styles and stuff like this, self-expression, and how you choose to like step out of the door every day, whether it's for yourself or for the people around you, etc, etc. And I think it's a really interesting topic that I never really think about, and the reason being is being from the UK, having to wear uniform at school. I think it does something to you. I don't know, I don't disagree with uniform because I think it is important to be able to identify which school you're actually attending, or like say for example with work, where you're actually working, to identify yourself as an employee or a student, whatever it is. But I think when I was going through school and I was in that like just rebellious question everything phase, I was like, why the fuck do we have to wear a uniform, you know? And then when I'd play around with the uniform and I don't know, like hairstyles or jewellery and whatever, and then when you get punished for stuff like that, like forms of self-expression, while still wearing the uniform, just like altering it a bit, I guess, that's when I would like lose my shit and I'd be like, uniform is bullshit, and I would like, basically I just seek anything to dislike school, to be honest. But yeah, I think uniform obviously prevents bullying in some elements. If it's non-uniform and some kids can't afford some clothes or whatever it is, or you know, it prevents that, but it does strip you from like self-identity and self-expression. So it's a funny time because that's the period when you're figuring yourself out at school. So squirrel. Yeah, I guess that just went hand in hand with my rebellious phase. And this is the thing, was it a phase? Like, can you class, looking back, the easiest way to put it is that yes, it was a phase of your life, but genuinely when I was going through like my hardest times at school mentally and whatever was going on, like I created this figure for myself to be emotionless, angry, pretty self-destructive and like chaotic. Some people would say a bit emo and stuff. And that was like the identity I created for myself, I don't know. But I feel like I was pushed into it from many different external factors and experiences, and like I nearly died in year 7 because my appendix burst and the doctors didn't know, and it would burst for a while and you're supposed to die if the infection spreads. I got very, very, very lucky. I had a few near-death experiences throughout school basically. Another one where I cut my arm on a scaffolding, and it was like the doctor said literally like fucking a millimetre away from being fatal. And I think just a few also experiences with girls and just drama and girls from other schools. Who would fucking hell, all these girls? There was always just beef, like always shit going on. These girls would create group chats with their elders when I was like a young schoolgirl, with their elders, and like to get them to like threaten us, and there were physical fights in person. There was just so much shit going on at school where throughout the years I created this identity for myself, and it was like a self-protection type thing. It was like the way my mind worked, because I hated everything, I hated everyone, you know, I wanted to do anything that was against the norm and challenge all the beliefs and the systems and conspiracy theories and yada yada yada. And while I was going through this period, obviously I was not good mentally in the slightest, and school was really tough for me, and even I guess college you could say. But I despised hearing the phrase, it's just a phase, like they'll be past it soon, it's just a phase. And I guess I heard that from people throughout the years, and I was just that made me so angry, because I was like, well, this isn't a phase for me, this is real for me right now. And I couldn't see it ever ending. I couldn't see myself ever getting better. And then obviously as you get older it gets worse, you get access to alcohol and whatever else, and like, I just saw it going down. I didn't see it as a phase, so that angered me so much. And it's why I try to not use it when I do talk about. It's easy to say, look, I had a phase, because I did. That was a phase of my life which I am past now, but that could have easily not been a phase, and I could have easily still continued to go down that route and made myself just as bad. And like right now at the age of 21, still been on that path, and that means it wouldn't have been a phase. It would have been my life. So I don't like the thing of it's just a phase. And I also don't agree with people disagreeing with like self-expression, like tattoos and stuff and piercings, and people looking at that as like unclean and stuff. Like, let people express themselves, let people feel what they're feeling in the moment. Don't say it's just a phase that they're going to grow out of. Like, I just never really agreed with any of that, because for the people in that period of time, like, it's real, it's their life, it's their reality. And obviously my sister's now, like, she's 14 now, oh my god, but she's in school, definitely not having the same experience that I had, but obviously she's in school and she's not enjoying it too much, and in the teenager phase. But I'm really trying to avoid using that term in front of her, like, by saying it's just a phase, because it's real to them, and they don't, like, you don't want to hear that. And I guess people could even watch my stuff now and be like, gosh, she's having like a phase of, like, I don't know, spirituality or whatever. If you watch any of the stuff that I post, people from my past might watch that and be like, it's a phase. But in my eyes, this isn't a phase, this is my whole life journey. I don't know if this even makes sense of what I'm trying to say. I just think it is interesting to talk about. And like, if you think about it, cultures express themselves also differently, and it is a debate as to whether it's for yourself or for your community. And I guess there's no wrong or right either. Self-expression is self-expression. I just don't believe in, like, getting told who you should be and what you should wear and all of this. And I don't agree with getting punished at school for wanting to, say, for instance, dye your hair pink or something. Like, let them do that. They still got the badge on their blazer. You can still tell they go to this school. Like, why are they suppressing that? It's like, it's, again, I think I still agree with what I thought back then. And it's funny because if I were to go and delve into conspiracy theories again, I'm sure I'd be like, wow, like, the world is so fucked up and we're being lied to again. And I still have that mind. I just don't let it bother me as much anymore, because there is very little we can do individually about these things, and I was letting it ruin my life. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I just thought, like, they're just like such a restrictive system. They want you to all be the same, as a form of control, you know. And it is true, that's what school is. They want you to all be in the same, just exactly the same, and they want to prevent anything from, like, somebody with a bigger voice or a bigger personality standing up against something that they do. And they just want order. And it's not just for school, that's for society as well, in these countries and systems that we're part of. And it, yeah, like I said before, it just strips you of all your individuality, and that's why people really struggle when building a relationship with themselves, because no one knows who the fuck they are. Because from young we've been told that we're not an individual technically, you know, and just pushed into paths that who the fuck knows if it's meant for us or not, you know. And it's just crazy how much work you've got to do on yourself outside of all of this. Like, it's like a full-time job. Like, when people ask me, what do you do with your days, because obviously I'm so lucky now to be in this position, and it's only as of quite recently that I'm in this position where I can work online and I have so much time in my day and freedom to just be, and that's all I've ever wanted. And yeah, people ask what do you do, as if, like, they're asking, like, you're not bored, or like, how do you occupy your time? And I don't know how to put into words that I'm not fucking bored. No, I'm just doing me, and I'm just learning more about myself every day, and it's like I'm hanging out with myself every day, and it's fun. I'm never bored. I literally don't get bored. Obviously I travel as well, so I'm very lucky and in a very lucky position to do so. But even now, where I'm home for 2 months in the UK, I'm not bored, no. Just enjoying my time and getting by. Yeah, okay, that was 10 fucking minutes. Oh my god, I'm gonna end this here. Enough on that. I'll see you tomorrow.